Can tomato plants survive a freeze? Can pineapples survive a freeze? What about mustard? Those are plants that can grow through the winter here in Florida. Let's find out.
Summer and winter and springtime and harvest, sun, moon, and stars in their courses above.
4 days ago, we had a freeze 2 nights in a row, and then the next day we had a pretty heavy frost. So when that happens here in Central Florida during the winter, we want to cover up our vegetable plants. In my case, it was tomato plants and pineapples. So here we're looking at tomato plants on the right and mustard greens on the left. I did not cover the mustard greens, so let's take a look and see how they fared. They did pretty good. Now you see a little bit of frostbite on some of these, and the plant will live. I'll just end up cutting those leaves off, and the inner leaves will continue to grow, and they'll make great big leaves that will feed our family. So mustard greens can take a freeze for a little bit of time. See, the young plants didn't do so well, but I think they'll survive anyway. Those need thinning out anyway. And so here's some more damage done by the freeze. Now on this side I have what is called Everglades tomatoes. So I'm going to take a long shot here so you can see the difference. On the left side, I covered that with a real heavy blanket. In fact, the blanket is homemade quilt made out of leftover jeans from my kids when they were little, and it was used so much in various capacities by my family and eventually downgraded to the garden for such a time as this. Right here in the middle is where that blanket was, well, it went as far as it could, and I only had sheets to cover. So you can see that they did get frostbitten, but I actually, I don't know if you can see this, there's actually a few fresh tomatoes down in there that I need to pick. This tomato plant will survive. As long as just the tops got damaged, it'll be okay. I just need to get out here and cut them back. And you see here where the tops of the sheets were over the top, but and were touching the plant, whereas the foliage down underneath really didn't get damaged at all. Now on to the pineapple plants. They are going to be okay. They might be set back just a little bit, but it's not bad. You can see here on this one plant that it did get a little bit of damage. I covered them up with a light sheet or blanket. They will be okay. You see the mustard greens that have grown up in between them. I need to just get them out of there. I don't need them. And this is banana trees, 2 of them. They did get damaged pretty bad. They'll probably come back, but I'm not real worried about it because I'm not having too good a luck with growing bananas. And this is as big as they've gotten in 2 years, so I just might call it a day on banana trees here.
Hey, it's me, popping in here real quick. I wanted to show you something that I made for you, and it's free. I have garden plans at a glance. Just hit that link below and print it out. It's going to help you. And as a little bonus, I also made my own veggie list that has worked for me through the seasons here in Florida. And I also have a list of where I get my seeds. All right, let's get back to work.
My biggest worry is my trees. I have a mango tree, a fig tree, and a avocado tree, and I planted it on this end of the house because that's the south end. It gets a lot of southern exposure, and it blocks the wind coming from across the pasture. If you look off in the distance, you will see there is a pasture back there, and the wind can come across that pasture pretty good. Now right now, the mango tree looks pretty good. I did have them covered, but last year we had some pretty hard freezes and the tree looked pretty good for a while, and then it just started dropping leaves. So you can see here we got a little bit of damage, obvious damage, but I don't know, only time will tell on this. Here's some more damage right here. We couldn't cover the whole tree. We could only cover bits and pieces of it. The fig tree did get some damage. I'm not worried about the fig tree because it normally goes into dormancy at this time of year, although we've got some pretty healthy leaves here still. So I don't know. If it does lose its leaves, it'll come back. The avocado tree did get some damage. You can see it down on these leaves here, but it's not bad. And the reason I believe it's going to be okay is because our air handler right there puts out a certain amount of heat, and I think it just keeps things warmer at this end of the house. So the avocado tree is going to make it. Fig tree will be okay. The mango tree will be okay. It may have to do some recovery. We'll see. And then my plants way out there at the garden, they're going to be okay too. What you got to remember is to keep them covered. I did not uncover them for 3 days until all frost warnings were over.
Thanks for watching. I hope that helped. Take a moment to visit my Etsy shop. You're going to find a garden journal all ready for you to print out. And if you prefer, there's an electronic version there as well. Now, both of those versions become a living document because it's going to help you track what's going on in your garden from season to season. And that will make you a successful gardener because you're going to see what worked and what didn't work. And there's lots of details here for you to see. So go to etsy.com/shop/your organic garden. Thanks again.